All right, we're gonna keep on going with the profiles, getting them all churned out. The next Stocheia list I have is for Rorowa. Rorowa is one of the not so favored glitter decks, but I think with the reveal of the new Radilina, I think is how you pronounce it. People are starting to take more of a notice of this deck, and like it looks a lot more fun. This is what I have for it now. I think once we get the order and that new set 8 support, this deck's going to be like really, really solid. But for now, this deck isn't actually bad. You can still keep up with a good amount of things, except for probably like Bruce, because Bruce is just power. Maybe Jejul. Jejul could rush you down too. But this is a really fun deck, and yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get on into it. So we have the ride line. We have one starter, one of this, the grade 1 Rorowa. Uh, Try saying Rorowa 5 times fast. Oh my goodness. When you ride him, you get to call a plant token. So this little guy, look at that. Boop. He is he's pretty free. He's another this and the grade 2 Rorowa. These are really good like generic grade 1s and 2s. If you ever feel like not running the Rancor chains and the Black Tears Husk Dragons and your other Stocheia deck. But I think this is the only deck I really run it in because I like the other two a lot better. And then, so when you ride him, you kill one of your rear guards and make 2 plant tokens. So the first one you made, you get rid of it, you got 2, now you have an early game rush. It's pretty cool. And then we have Rorowa, the grade 3 version. So what he does is you can Soul Blast 1 to make 3 plant tokens, up to 3 I should say. It's a pretty good effect. And the other one is he's kind of got like this Unite Gurguit guard ability where he's like, oh hey, like I'm just gonna let my token, get rid of my tokens and power up for that battle. Uh, it's a pretty solid effect overall. The I can't even hype this guy up too much. I'll be honest here. He's just his skill's pretty alright. It's the rest of the deck that really makes this card shine. So we will go on to the rest of the deck. So I've got a decent bit of grade 3s here, don't I? We have 3 copies of the Persona Ride. Persona Riding is good. We like doing that. So that pretty much explains that. And then Inlet Pulse. This card pretty much goes in any deck that isn't Zorga. Leonore, and you get this in set 7 if you really want to. At the end of the battle, or at the end of the turn, if you did 4 more battles, tuck them into Soul, draw a card. You use Soul a decent bit in this deck, so that's one of the reasons he's really good in here. He's also just a good 13k beater. We like those. Going on to our grade 2s, we have the sort of star of the show. We have Radilina. Now, Radilina has the ability Glitter, and Glitter is her first ability is generic, but her second ability only works if you're on a Vanguard with Rorowa in its name. So, her first ability is you can counterblast 1 and call out Momoke. He's a little. Come on out here. There we go. Uh, he's a cute little token. He's 5k. Her other ability is when she swings, if you're on a Rorowa, you can Soul Blast 1, and she'll get power equal to what Momoke has. And you're like, wow, that's cool. She gets +5. But Momoke has a cool ability. You can sacrifice as many rear guards as you want to give him +5 for each one until the end of turn. So if you get rid of 3, which you'll normally be doing, he gets +15. He's 20k. It's pretty cute, pretty nice. And then if you are on a Rorowa, he can attack from the back row, as long as he's in the same column as Radiolina, which is really, really good. That's why you can play Inlet Pulse. It's a nice 4 attack deck. Yeah, this is the big key to getting your deck started. If you do not see this, you are kind of screwed, because that's all your deck really does is just use those 2 to push for damage. When we get the order, this deck becomes like a bit better because you'll be able to always have access to this card. because you'll technically be playing 8 copies. Going on to more grade 2s. So we have Maple. I had space for Maple, so I decided to throw her in. She has a glitter ability too, but it's only with Thegria, so we can't use that. The other ability is if you place your grade 3 or greater, you can call her back from your drop zone if you don't have her. Uh, it's just really good because you're going to be getting rid of a decent bit when with Momoke, and then next turn you can Persona Ride, bring her back. That's a free value to get rid of with Momoke. Um, 2 copies of what is your name? Spurring Maiden Elenia. Gosh, it's been a bit since I've gotten to use her. Um, so what she does is she counterblast, soul blast, pick a grade 2 or less, call it back from your drop zone, um, and then give it +5. She's really good because she brings this back. Because if your opponent targets this and kills this, it sucks. So basically, we want to make sure that even if somebody gets rid of this, we have access to it. So that's why we play her at 2. And the last 2 I am playing is Caroflus. I don't know how to pronounce her name. But when she's placed, if you have no soul, you soul charge 2. That is the only reason we play her. We run out of soul pretty quickly in this deck if we're not hitting inlet pulls and stuff like that. So she is really good to make sure that we are able to use all of our abilities. Also, she actually counters, or I shouldn't say counters. She helps us deal with the prison matchup, which is kind of killer for this deck. And then going on to our grade 1s. Oop, let me just grab all those. So this is the new triple R. This is, oh gosh. This is Performing Petal Diantha. If you are at grade 3 or greater, you can counterblast 1 on place from hand to call back a card from your drop zone, and then if you have 2 or more grade 1s, she gets +5. This is really good because it's effectively a less costing Elenia, because you don't have to pay the Soul Blast. It can be a booster, it can be a beater. It's kind of what you need it to be. It's really good. I know it was meant for Leonorn, but like, shoot, any way to bring back what's her face, Radiolina, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Also, the deck doesn't really counterblast that much. You counterblast like if you want to bring back Momoke, but like otherwise that's about most of your counterblasts. So she is really good in this deck. 4 perfect guards because we don't like dying. I don't have extra of the order perfect guard, so this one is just going to have to do. Uh, it's if you don't have the order perfect guards, it's not the end of the world, but like realistically, one of these should be an order perfect guard. And I have 1 copy of Stepping Kalnix Salvia. She has a really good ability. She just on place call plant token. It's if you, let's say you expend like most of your resources, and all you have is a Radiolina, and you Persona Ride, bring back a Maple, get your Momoke back, and then you can call her, make a plant token. You have 3 rear guards ready to just eat up for Momoke. I used to play her at 4, but then this card came out, and this card is a little more important. You could, I guess, cut a copy of Elenia if you want to for another copy of this, but I found that I need more uh, 2s and 3s than I do 1s because the plant tokens are good enough boosters as is. And that is it for my grade 1s. And then I do play a couple order cards. So I play 1 Tearful Malice and 3 Spiritual Body. This should be the new order, but I just don't have any extras right now. I gotta get more. It's Monster Reborn for a Soul Blast. We just want to guarantee that we always have Radiolina on our field. And then this one, you can kill 2 of your rear guards to put this in the soul, draw a card, and countercharge. Like I said, you don't really counterblast too much in this deck, but if you counterblasted 1, you can get that counterblast back so you at least have the soul in case you need it. That is the idea with that. And then last up is the triggers. Overtrigger is good, so we are required to play it. We are playing 7 critical triggers, 4 draws, 4 heals. I don't really care as much for the crits in this build. Like, I don't feel the need to go into 8 crit, mostly because I want to guarantee that I'm seeing Radilina, and also the deck doesn't really generate a lot of hand. So it's kind of nice to have those extra draws for the early game just to find your pieces quicker. And that is that's the long and skinny of it. So with that being said, thank you guys for checking this one out. We still got a bit more to cover in terms of deck profiles, but I will be catching you all soon. Bye.